bodies,
Listen.
how much more is temperance and balance important in our spiritual lives?
See, we're in a race. Listen, we're in a race. This, when we first read it said, they that run in a race run all. You're going to have to keep a temperament, a balance. That's the reason some drop out. That's when you got backsliders. You got to keep a balance. You can, and I said, wait a minute. You can go too fast, and you can go too slow. You got to balance it out. You can be, and I said, wait a minute, too spiritual, and you can be not spiritual enough. Let me break down this too spiritual. Remember Peter? He said, Lord, I'll never forsake you. Oh, he was pious. He was too cocky. Before that cock, 3 times he had denied Christ. And from then on, he followed him afar off for a while. All through his crucifixion. He was too, so you can be too gun-ho, so to speak. You got to balance it out. That's everything. You got to balance it out. Just like our teenagers in here with the Holy Ghost. You got to balance that out with your natural self, spirit. You got to balance this thing out. Y'all are not doing that. You got to balance it out with your natural self too. You got to balance it out. But see, your natural is outweighing your spiritual now. You're not balancing it out. Everything, you got to balance it. This is so important. Even your, oh Lord have mercy. The way you think, you got to balance it. You got to balance it out with, make sure it's not your.
Right.
In a lot of things you would say you wouldn't say. A lot of things you do you wouldn't do if you balance the thing out. You wouldn't react the way you react if you balance it out. I'm telling you. Read.
The Lord revealed that he seeks for those who will balance their worship with both spirit and truth.
Balancing with spirit and truth. You got to balance it. Read. Woo, it's finna get good.
Balance and temperance are vital to every area of the physical realm and to every aspect of our human lives. For example, when it comes to outreach, we should balance preaching with teaching and evangelism with discipleship.
See, the church, if we were all preaching, it would be in balance. If we were all teaching, it would be in balance. Then, even with the preaching and teaching, we still need evangelism. Saints, we need it all. It's got to be balanced out. Elder couldn't get up here and preach to us all the time. He got to sit down and teach us because make sure we get an understanding. Off of the preaching, we be up just jumping and shouting and hopping. And ain't heard. Because it make you feel good.
Do it be sounding good.
Yeah, it make you feel good.
Hey,
so you go on, Pastor. Music be going, you be shouting and jumping. Woo! Then he sit down and teach that same thing. You picked it at the pew like a.
Yeah. Where you get that from?
I ain't heard none of that. None of it. Gotta have it balanced out. Yeah. Gotta be balanced out. Read. Woo, this is good. Listen.
We can also observe the need for balance and temperance in our personal lives when we consider the demands of work and family.
Work and family. You got to balance that out. Work and family.
Work and family.
Read. Lord, this is going to say something.
We must balance these necessities and keep them in perspective with appropriate priorities.
Come on.
Why are temperance and balance so vital in so many areas of life? Perhaps it is best explained by the illustration of a highway and the admonition to keep to the middle of the road.
You on the highway, you on the road, a strip. Let's just say this right here. This carpet right here. We just right here. You got a ditch on this side, you got a ditch on that side. You go too far to this side, you're going to fall off in the ditch. You go too far to this side, you're going to fall off in the ditch. You got to keep a straight balance. You got to keep a straight balance. You go too far to the right, go too far to the left, you're going to fall. Now, a car was going down this road. Okay. Come here, Cherry. Walk down to the end.